Good Coherlock, and I welcome the opportunity to speak on this important bill, which contains new and enhanced powers for Garda Síochána to operate recording devices and robust safeguards for such recording. Garda Síochána plays such a vital role in all our communities and within society. They are the front lines who protect us every day and keep our people safe and serve our communities. However, in recent weeks we have seen some serious incidents where Gardaí have been seriously injured, and I think this certainly is something that we need to address within the Oireachtas and condone such actions. In a modern society, fully digitalised systems need to be incorporated, and it's crucially important that Garda Síochána have access to the latest technologies to counter such challenges. We see across all EU member states and across the world, modern police services must adapt and must be up to date in regards to their digital tools and technology in order to keep our community safe, to protect our citizens and also to protect themselves. And I think the principal objective within this bill is to provide such tools to our Garda Síochána police force. I'll touch firstly on the pros of the bill. I think deploying body-worn cameras will certainly improve the accurate recording of incidents and prosecute offenders and protect Garda officers from assault. And I think there are certainly benefits. Not only will it benefit Gardaí, but civilians may also be protected from Garda misconduct, which cannot be forgotten. I support the inclusion of amendments brought forward by Minister Harris, one such being regards the use of facial recognition technology to improve this bill and this piece of legislation. But before its introduction, I would ask Minister that all data protection impact assessment and human rights assessments would be carefully assessed and thoroughly investigated. And I note the points raised previous by members in this House that facial recognition technology can lead to mass monitoring and profiling and unintended consequences around surveillance, and we should in no shape or form be using it to raciously profile any member of our public. And I think through them assessments and through them studies, I think we'll have a better picture of its introduction. Second point is around the violation of rights. We must enforce strict guidelines for the Gardaí when they are routinely collecting, retaining, storing and searching through the tremendous amount of personal data that they will have at their discretion of members of the public. We certainly don't want to utilise this technology inappropriately, which may put our people's rights at risk, and I think that's an important element. The management of body cams and if the facial recognition technology ends up being approved, our rights to privacy must be protected. Our rights to free assembly and association, the rights to equality and non-discrimination may also be protected. There's still a high degree of discretion left to the codes of our practices, so we should be more transparent around how the Gardaí will use these body-worn cameras, and certainly we require a statutory code of practice to set the standards for the use of these body-worn cameras. Third point is the ambiguity of the recording devices is my third point. We should be more transparent or more specific on the types of devices we will use as a term of recording devices. It's quite ambiguous. While body cams have been specified, the recording devices have not been distinguished, and these devices can range from tablets to mobile phones to drones, and while we see additional emerging technology may be highly utilised or may provide more beneficial effect to the Garda force, these technologies can simultaneously pose significant human rights violations You take a drone, for example, which pose significant privacy risks, since we can't be certain about what data is being collected, who is collecting it, or the whole data processing procedure around that type of technology. I'm conscious of my time. The fourth point is around public concern. The public are concerned that the body-worn cameras may add an unfair bias to the Gardaí version of events due to the camera being under the exclusive control of Gardaí. I think that's an important one, that we must reinforce the point that properly and fully trained qualified Gardaí will be utilising the camera effectively and appropriately in a transparent manner in the way the data will be processed. And the bill must facilitate a human rights impact assessment, as I said previously, around data protection. In conclusion, Chair, this type of technology is relatively new, and therefore the research in this area is still a developing field, and we must be mindful of that. We shouldn't automatically assume that the new technology will only contribute positively to policing or justice issues, and we must be meticulous about the enforcement of body-worn cameras, and we must be very detailed around the access to these devices in a manner in which they will be used. Vermagad.